Hi, my name is Serena Arora. I am an Ayurvedic Health Practitioner and certified yoga therapist, and this is a series of talks that brings Ayurvedic practices to promote optimal health and sustainable healing. And I really look forward to sharing them with you. So this is your first week as a teacher, to really evoke the teacher within you. And so as we move along this week, we will really be dissecting all the parts and the pieces of everything that you've been practicing to teach and to understand why you're teaching what you're teaching. It's very interesting. You know, you can be with a yoga you be in a yoga class and the teacher's teaching whatever, and sometimes, I don't know if you've done this, maybe you've gone up to them and said, well, why do we do this? And you may not necessarily get an answer. The answer might be like, I have no idea. It's just what we do. And so the more that you're able to embody your practice and practice what you talk, like talk your walk your talk. The more you're able to walk your talk, the more effective a teacher you will be. And so the best teachers, as I said this morning, the best teachers are the best students. So stay a student. Stay a student. Keep practicing. Keep being on your mat, getting on your mat, trying things out. If you don't know something, play with it. This is how Ayurveda and yoga came to be. It was like, oh, I wonder why it's like that. Let me taste it. What's this feeling I get in my body? And it's this embodied experience that came to be, okay, when I do this, this happens. When I taste this is what I feel. These are the reactions. This is the embodied medicine, ultimately, is the embodied practice. And that's how yoga and Ayurveda came to be. And then it got written in the Vedic scriptures. And for yoga or Ayurveda, it got written in what we call the Charak Samhita. And it's a giant series of books, this thick, each one. And they're written in sutras, in verses. And so it's like very poetic in the way that, okay, this is the experience that was had. And so then it's marked down. This is the experience that was had. And then that experience is marked down and it's tracked. So as a practitioner, be the student, and you're dissecting the postures and understanding them in your own body, and you're noticing your body is not the person next to you's body. And so what works for you may not work for you, for another. Someone said the other day, I liked what she said, one person's tonic is another's toxic. Well, that's good, right? Just change one letter. All it is, one letter changed. So, that said, you are the teacher this week. And so how to really get in your body the practices that we as humans experience. Because you're in this human experience. Teachers are not superhuman. They are just humans as well. And so we are just going to do this journey together. And that doesn't make you you may have more information, but it doesn't make you different or on a pedestal or separate from your students. It's just, okay, I have this information, I'm going to channel this information, potentially, that I have. And maybe it will help my experience. Channeling my experience may help you channel your experience or have your own experience. And so if you look at page 51, there's a great, what we call the Koshas model. And, oh no, it's not 51. It's 51 for me. What is it for you? It says subtle body. Subtle body. Panchamaya Kosha. 63. Gracias. So Maya means veil or sheath or all pervade, like the curtain that is clouding perhaps something, like another, it's like a layer. And it is said in the yoga world that we are made up of 5 layers. And that's what pancha means 5. So a 5-layer kosha. The koshas are our these layers that we are of our being, that are thought to be intricately woven together to create us. And I actually had a poster I was going to bring. I'll bring it tomorrow. So you can see, if you can imagine, you know those Russian dolls? Okay, so like one, what are they called?
Nesting dolls.
Okay, great, nesting dolls. So you have one big one, and then you open it up, and then there's another one inside, and you open it up, and there's another, and keep opening, and they get, smaller and smaller. So you can imagine yourself as that. And that perhaps this largest outer layer, you can consider it in 2 ways. You can consider that outer layer, this physical body, that it is the most outer layer that you own, and that it is the layer between the external world and your internal world. You can consider that, this physical body, as one layer. We call that Anna Maya Kosha. Anna means food, literally. Anna, your name means food in Sanskrit. Okay, so food layer, this is like our food body. Then we have the second layer underneath, which potentially could be our breath body, which is called pranamaya kosha. Pranamaya. Prana is life force. So that is our life force layer. The next layer underneath that is our thoughts and our emotions. Because in Ayurveda, your mind and your heart are the same. They are considered the same. We don't consider our mind here. We actually consider mind in this space here. This is your mind and your heart. And your heart, they're intricately connected. And so to think from your heart, to speak from your heart, to express from your heart is mind and heart. And so this is called manomaya kosha. Mano, mind. The next layer is the wisdom. So it is like the witness to your emotions. You are not, the saying, I am not my emotions, I am not my emotions, I am not my emotions. Yes, you are. And there is a layer underneath that, which is wisdom, which is like the witness. I'm witnessing myself. This is when I can pull myself out of the emotion and be like, okay, wait a minute. Why is this here for me? That's when we're talking, that's what we're working on in human development. It's like, okay, where can I see myself in this? Where is this reflect? Is it really this person that is triggering to me and causing this emotion? Or is it the reflection of this person that is me, that is trying to teach me something? So that's your wisdom body. We call that Vijnana Maya Kosha. Vijnana Maya Kosha. And then the last layer, the most, subtle layer, I guess you can consider it, is the bliss body. So this very Ananda Maya Kosha, Ananda. Oh, I think someone asked me what Ananda meant. Yeah, so there's it, bliss body. Okay, Ananda, the most all-knowing, the all-knowing body that we have. And so you can consider your Russian doll's body as that. Physical is the most outer, and then you go in, or you can consider it the other way around, that your physical body is the smallest, and then you have your breath body, then your mind and emotions, then your witness, and then your bliss. And you can consider it like you guys were talking about our auras. So you could be considering that this is the smallest, most primal layer, and then everything else is like a higher level. So you can consider it whichever way you want to picture it, imagine it. Okay. And so in these 5 koshas, in these 5 layers of our being, we have in Swastha Yoga created different practices to speak right directly into each one of your 5 layers, each one of our 5 layers as humans, as human beings. And so the food or the physical body, annamaya kosha, this is the food. The food that you eat here, that has been very specifically created by yours truly. Very, what is the combination? What day are you eating it? How it's being digested, the ginger tea after a meal. So like definitely, is it going to help, or do you need it anymore? You can, and normally it helps when people first arrive, when first travel here, because our vata is high. So when vata is high, ginger tea can be very grounding, and we don't want, day 7 and be like, oh, I haven't gone to the bathroom yet. That's happened in training. Yeah. Yes. And so this has been a very, this is like trial and error. It's like, it's not going to happen anymore. So we definitely need to use the food to speak to, where do we want you to be? We want you to be a place of ease, a place of coming back to balance, but experiencing all of it, experiencing all the discomfort, but being able to feel safe. And that's safety, right? Being able to poop and eat, those are basic needs. And so you can feel good in that. So the food is one that we do. What also speaks to physical body is the postures. So we're breaking down postures and posture, going, okay, very physical. It's like, okay, the alignment, your foot is here, your hips are here, your shoulders, head, it's very physical based. So you are looking at it through that lens, and you're speaking to your physical body. Of course, the yoga asana practice, the movement that we do, all the movement that is happening and soon to be some Zumba classes in the afternoon. Another movement. Are you excited? Yeah. Does that excite you, Deb? You'll teach it? Oh, you teach Zumba? Oh, we've had an offer from one of our chef, our kitchen staff, our kitchen team. He's like, I love dancing. Can I teach dancing? I was like, okay. Okay. So we'll see what, he called it Zumba. Maybe it's actually like Zumba, like real Zumba. I don't know, or bachata. I don't know what it is. Okay, but I'll keep it in mind, Dan. And then massage. So massage, of course, we have massage opportunities here, but also you are technically giving yourself a self-massage every day through yoga. That is an internal organ massage. You are massaging your internal organs. If you are tongue scraping, you are massaging your internal organs. If you are assisting someone and you're like guiding their muscles and guiding them in a way to feel more, that is a form of massage. Okay, good. Touch, and now we're going to talk about touch this afternoon. So, okay, what your relationship to touch. You had an experience of that this morning. So that speaks to your annamaya kosha, your physical body. Next is our breath body. Breath body, pranamaya kosha. So I used the word pranasize. I used it just, I think, only once. I used to use it a lot. Okay, on your break, go pranasize. Okay, take your shoes off. Go walk in the, well, there's not too much grass. There's grass over there. But walk in the dirt even. Walk in the you pranasized yesterday on the beach and in the sand, and that's like, pulling in nature for life force. Where can you regenerate your prana? With what? With good food, with alive food, with all of the air, the fresh air, you're resting, right? So are you needing to rest? Are you needing to drink more water? Where do you need to bring some more prana into your body? And of course, kriyas. Yeah. That's the biggest prana we're doing. So breath movement, that is, we're constantly moving breath. We're refreshing, renewing, regenerating your old stagnant breath that's inside your body. And we're bringing in new prana, new air. Mudras are a way to move prana. So today's mudra, okay, so as mudras are formed in your hands, Ayurveda has a very specific way of seeing each finger as the 5 elements. And so as you start moving your fingers together in certain ways, you are creating more prana. You are moving prana. So just like the doshas, so air and space, air and space. If those 2 things are come together, what do you have? Vata. So in a mudra, air and space will get you more alive, prana-sized, prana mudra, okay? If you are putting fire and water together, you're going to be more fiery, right? So the way you move your hands, fire and water together. And so by putting and then earth and yeah, it's like grounding. It's like, okay, or this way. So you're pulling the air and space down, and so you're grounding. And so the way you're moving your fingers and how it's changing yoga in your hands, mudras in your hands, is a way to move prana, almost like control it in a way, that you are able to increase it or decrease it or move it to a certain part of your body. Okay? Chakras, we talked about those yesterday, and it's not chakras. Okay? We're going to look at your chakras and hold space for you. It's chakra. Okay? Chakra. Chakra. Chakra means wheel. Literally means wheel. So it is the spinning hub of energy, the wheel of energy. And so you use prana, breath, to spin the wheels. Spin your wheels, literally. And I have said it, I yelled it a couple times, I think, maybe in your Kriya practice. This one, this is like the engine. You're starting your engine, and you're spinning your wheel at this point. Then you spin then it's moving it. Now you've got movement and momentum. Okay. Manomaya kosha, mind and emotions. Mind and emotions. You are definitely getting some mental exercise and some heart exercise, meaning, to your heart. We use music sometimes for that. That really evokes the limbic system, the memories, it triggers. Even this breath, like, or whatever sounds are being made, can trigger memories, can trigger emotions, because maybe it's a familiar sound, or it's a sound and it may not be comfortable. It may not be comfortable. And those triggers are going to evoke some kind of emotion inside of you. Those sounds, that's what limbic system is. Even a smell. So it's like limbic system is odors, smells, sounds. Oh, I remember this song. It was playing when I was, whatever. And that's limbic system. So this is triggering of your emotions. And you may not even understand it. Often you don't. It's just more like that's why crying during the kriyas is like something, because there's a sound, something is triggered, something is evoked inside you. Okay, and the yamas and niyamas. So yamas and niyamas, we don't teach them like that in this teacher training. You can Google the yamas and niyamas and you will get exactly all of them as they are. You can read what they are. But what we are getting through your embodiment of your human development work, your embodying, mapping your own cycle of dis-ease, your pattern that gets you stuck in this loop of not feeling at ease, that is, and also being together today in connection, noticing how your reactions were, okay? One of the yamas is like non-harming, right? So non-harming, non-violence. One of them is cleanliness, for example. One of them is how you speak to yourself. how you speak to others and how you speak to the words you use. So the yamas and niyamas, you're living them every single day. How do you place your shoes on the shelf going in the studio or not? Cleanliness, right? How do you feel when you're, I don't know, in a yoga class, when you're touching someone, when you are, so all these things, like what do you say when you, what do you think when something happens? Everything that's happening all the time. What are you at your at the dinner table? Do you, what's your practice? Do you eat mindfully, or do you just kind of like grab whatever is in front of you and shove it in your face? You know, do you have, so it's like, what is your practice, your daily practices, your yamas and niyamas? And so it's something to just to think about. Vijnanamaya kosha is the wisdom body, and that is where, I'll just say the word pratyahara. So pratyahara here means closing off the senses. So that's why closing your eyes is so key. So we close our eyes during kriyas, some of them. We close your eyes during meditation. You close off your senses. So today was, Kevin asked you to open your ears and listen to the environment around you. And where can you pratyahara, close off your senses, meaning your outer ears, but what that and your outer eyes, but what that allows for is you to open up your inner eyes, your inner ears, your inner senses. So closing off your outer senses and opening up your inner senses. And that is going to create the sensitization that we were talking about. So we've been desensitized. We are sensitizing you. This is the work. This week is, last week, you're going to get to a place where you're going to be very, very sensitized. You're going to feel so almost raw to that point where you're like, whoa. And you will see the world with, hopefully, new eyes. You will hear it with new ears. You will taste it with new taste buds. Okay, so that's where we're getting. That's where we're going. Self-reflection, obviously, is part of the wisdom body. And discernment. I don't know if that's spelt right. I think it's not. Is it spelled right?
There's an additional E between the M
yeah,
and the
right. Cross it out. Okay. Discernment. So, does this serve me? What is this here for me for? Why is this here for me? What do I need? You know, what do I need? Getting to know what you need, and how can I fulfill that need? And so being very mindful. I love what you said this morning, Julia. It's like, I'm going to think before I speak a little bit more. And that's discernment. That is beautiful. That is like the practice of discernment. Okay, and I like to go like a little bit further, one step further. And before I speak, and I don't always do this, obviously, but in my practice, this is something I've learned, looking to cultivate. And definitely as a teacher, I have worked on this. And so I start way low. And you know, the space below your belly button when you were doing the kriyas, right? The kapalabhati, the breath of fire, this space. So I think about what I'm going to say, and I was like, is what I'm going to say true? Because what lives here is truth. So is what I'm going to say true? Is it actually true, or is it just a bunch of garbage? Or is it a lie? Or is it a pretense? Or am I saying it to save myself, or am I saving it to protect myself? Is it true? That's the question. And then if it passes that gate, okay, then it moves up. Yes, it's true. So then it comes to my heart. Now, all right, this is where the emotions live, my chest, my heart. Is what I'm going to say going to contribute to someone or something? Is it going to contribute? Meaning, it may be the most difficult thing I'm ever going to say, but will it contribute to this person and support them? Is it feedback that will support? It may not be positive feedback, but it will contribute, and it may have a positive contribution to that. Yes or no? If it's not going to contribute, if it's going to damage, if it's going to cause more damage, it doesn't pass the gate. But if it contributes, it passes the gate. So the gate opens, next, to my throat chakra. Okay? So, Last kriya. Is what I'm about to say, so is it true? Does it contribute? And is it necessary? Is it necessary? And in this moment, is it timely? Like, I have a lot to say, and it passes the gate. Yes, it's true. Yes, it will contribute, and I want to say it, but it may not be the right time, or it may not be the right moment, and it's necessary, but I'm going to, and maybe like today, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say this, right? It is necessary for me to say it. So it came out, and that, we're better off for it because you contributed and you were able to express. And so those 3 gates, that's what I like to consider a lot of discernment. And that is, that's a practice all in itself. And so you could be not saying some things for a long time. If it doesn't pass the gates, then maybe it doesn't need to be said. Okay. Anandamaya kosha is the last bliss body, is the last body, and it is being directly spoken to, directly cultivated, I guess you can say. We are cultivating our bliss body through mantra, chanting, Vakratunda, okay? Even just oming. It's like this speaking to your bliss body, your feeling body, your more than feeling. It's like the nirvana. You're giving yourself this state of nirvana. Nirvignam kurumedeva. Meditation speaks to your bliss body, and yoga nidra. So yoga nidra we don't do in this human journey, but it is definitely we dive very deeply into the therapeutic program in the Ayurveda therapeutic Ayurveda yoga specialist program. But in this human journey, you could give yourself a small yoga nidra, and you can consider shavasana. It's not a yoga nidra; it's more of a guided relaxation. But you could potentially even give yourself a little yoga nidra at, we'll see if we have time. Maybe we might have time. It's hard to say. It's this program is packed, chock full. Every minute is like something. I had to fight for these 30 minutes of Ayurveda. By the way, we didn't have these at the beginning. I'm like, I have more to say. He's like, we don't have time for it. I'm like, yes, we do. And I feel like it's very important. So this is it. These are the bodies. These are your 5 bodies, your 5 koshas, your 5 levels. This is why we are doing what we're doing. We're going to pull it all apart. You're going to see everything behind the scenes, and then you're going to start to pull it all back together and make it yours. Okay? Because the teaching, I said earlier, your students do not want the sequence, the language, the specific, the perfect cues, everything that we're doing in posture clinic, everything that Bianca said, everything Serena said, everything Kevin said. They don't want that. They don't want us. They want you. So you bring you to all the tools that you have, then it's your practice. You are bringing your practice to your teaching. What are you practicing? That's what you're bringing. Okay, so if you're practicing, as you saw at the beginning, one domain, if you're only in your one domain, if you're only in your physical domain, if you've only been in your cognitive domain, if you've only been in your emotional domain thus far, that's what you've been practicing. That's what you've been teaching people. And now you have more breadth and more depth to you. Breadth and depth. And so now as this more holistic version of yourself, a broader version of yourself, a deeper version of yourself, you're able to offer more. But still as you are being you. Okay? Okay. That's it for today.